game in the Ford Center down, now 41 more to go. Hello, welcome to Inside Thunder Basketball with Darnell Mayberry. I'm Mike Kaler at the Dodge Sports Desk. Joining me today, fresh from a weekend road trip to the West Coast and Billings, Montana, and Tulsa, and a trip last night to the Ford Center is Darnell Mayberry, Thunder beat writer. Darnell, the team didn't get a win last night at the Ford Center, but let's just start this show off by asking what your impressions were of the team finally on the court at home.
Well, 16,500, I think that was the best part of the evening on Tuesday night. They were loud. It's not going to be what it's going to be October 29th, but people were into it. I think that's sort of a good sign for Oklahoma City. On the court, they're a work in progress. I mean, it's preseason basketball. They're still throwing out mix and match lineups. Guys aren't healthy. The offense really isn't in yet. They have a lot of room for improvement over these next final two preseason games and this week off that they have for practice.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that. You get the impression that Coach Collison doesn't really care whether they win or not these games. He's just kind of looking to see what works and doesn't. What are they going to need to work on in practice?
Well, I wouldn't say he doesn't care whether they win or not. I mean, he wants to win, but he really wants to see improvement more than anything. What they're working on, the focus thus far has been defense. That's been first and foremost. They really want to become a better defensive team. They gave up 106.3 points per game last year. I think that was like fourth worst in the league. Offensively, these next few days is what they're going to really emphasize in practice. They're going to put in more sets offensively and try to use these 8 days off to fine-tune some things offensively and get people opportunities, put people in positions to score better and more efficiently than they have the first 5 games.
Just looking at the games you've seen so far, kind of tell me who's got the biggest amount of work they need to do between now and then. How's Westbrook? Is he still trying to figure it out? And some of the other new guys they have.
Russell Westbrook, because obviously he was the 4th overall pick. You've seen his highs and lows throughout this preseason. I mean, he'll have one play where he'll come down and have an athletic layup. You see everything that the scouts have talked about since they drafted him, that athleticism, his length, his defense. But then on the next possession, he'll come down and, turn the ball over or lose it off his leg or something like that. So I think he has the most improvement to this preseason. I think he needs to show the most improvement going into the regular season. Robert Swift is a guy who hasn't been on the floor, and that's been well documented about his injuries. Another guy is Jeff Green. He sort of had a setback with that sprained ankle he sustained last Saturday. He needs to get in. They want to see what he can bring offensively. So the quicker he can get back, the better.
Talk a little bit about injuries. They've been pretty beat up just in the last week. Who's going to be ready on the 29th, and who still has a ways to go as far as getting well?
DJ White's obviously out. He's got that benign growth in his jaw. Mo Sene is going to be out. He's still recovering from microfracture knee surgery. And Robert Swift might be available. P.J. Collison said in the postgame yesterday that he's making progress with his right hand. He fractured his right hand, so he's making progress. Jeff Green, I think, will be okay. Joe Smith, I think, is going to be okay. He's going to have to wear protective face mask probably for the first few games of the regular season. But everything other than DJ White and Mo Sene, I think everyone will be healthy.
So who are the first 5 out there on the 29th? Do we know that yet?
No, but I think if you sort of look at what's going on this preseason, you can probably discern who's going to be out there. I'd go with Earl Watson, Kevin Durant, Jeff Green, Nick Collison, and Chris Wilcox as your starting 5.
So they still looking for something in the middle? I mean, is Petro, how's that all
Petro's been good. I mean,
yeah.
Petro, he had 12 points, 15 rebounds against the Clippers Tuesday. He's had solid efforts in pretty much every game so far, at least rebounding the ball. He's had some poor shooting nights, but they don't really need him to score all that much. Anything they get from him in the scoring department is a plus. Defense and rebounding is really what they're focused on with him.
And so Collison starts in the middle for that first game, or they just kind of makeshift solution at this point?
No, Collison's a starter. I think he's proven that he's capable of being a starting center. Obviously, he's undersized. He's going to have some trouble. We saw it Monday night in Tulsa against Yao Ming. But there are going to be bad matchups like that. It's the NBA. So As long as they have a solid rotation of guys that come in, Johan Petro's got to be one of those guys. Robert Swift has to come back healthy. I think Nick Collison will be okay down low.
Alrighty, thanks, Darnell. Remember, if the Thunder are playing a game, no matter where it is, even if it's in Billings, Montana, someone from the Oklahoman will be there. So catch the best coverage anywhere of the Thunder by reading all of Darnell's stories in the Oklahoman and seeing his blogs and videos on newsok.com.